Dodswoth.
Yes.
The men are ready.
I hate to see you go, Sam. Goodbye, Sam.
See if you can slip them into Mr. Dodswoth's big leather suitcase.
Yes, ma'am.
And when Miss Emily and Mr. McKee come back from their honeymoon, I've put all the wedding presents in her old room.
Yes, Mrs. Dodswoth.
Oh, and the...
Good afternoon, sir.
Mr. Dodswoth's paper?
Right here, ma'am.
Over there. Is everything settled?
The Dodswoth Motor Company, Samuel Dodswoth, president and founder, became the property of Union Motors a little over an hour ago.
How do you feel?
Well, how would any man feel who just sold 20 years of his life?
I suppose you feel kind of lost.
Well, I knew what I was doing when I sold, and I know what I'm after from now on.
Oh, Sam, don't look so mournful, darling. All right, Mary. I'll fix your drink. Just think, Sammy, you're free. After 20 years of doing what was expected of us, we're free.
I'm just as keen on this trip as you are. I'm raring to go. I've always wanted to see London and Paris.
Well, I want much more than a trip out of this, Sam. I want a new life all over from the very beginning. A perfectly glorious, free, adventurous life. It's coming to us, Sammy. We've done our job. We've brought up Emily and seen her married. We've got plenty of money. Why, if we weren't tied to this half-baked Middle Western town...
Now, Fran, now don't start knocking Zenith.
Sammy, darling, I'm not knocking Zenith. But have you ever thought what Zenith means to me? You go down to the plant and deal in millions and have a marvelous time. I go down to the kitchen and order dinner. Then there's the ladies' luncheon with bridge. Always the same ladies. Then dinner. Same people we dined with last week. After dinner, poker for the men and women for the women. There's talk of children and doctors and servants and the garden club.
I thought you liked the garden club.
Well, I can't go on liking the same things forever and ever. Oh, Sammy, darling, I want all the lovely things I've got a right to. In Europe, a woman of my age is just getting to the point where men begin to take a serious interest in her. And I won't be put on the shelf with my daughter when I can still dance longer and better than she can. After all, I've got brains, and thank heavens I've still got looks. Nobody takes me for over 32. 30 even. Oh, Sammy, darling, I'm begging for life. No, I'm not. I'm demanding it.
I see how you feel. All right, I'll enjoy life now if it kills me, and it probably will.
Hi, you European travelers. Parlez-vous français? Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Got the spaghetti?
Hello, Tubby.
Hello, Tubby.
That isn't funny, Tubby.
We're going with you.
You're not.
As
Yes,
far
we
as
are.
New York.
What?
Well, can't you offer a fellow a drink?
Sammy, get Tubby a drink. Well, excuse me a minute. I won't be 2 seconds. Can I help? No, thanks. I'll be right back.
Run along anyway. Run along. All right, say when. I don't want a drink.
What's wrong with you?
I think I'll stay sober till I finish bawling you out.
Yeah? What have I done?
You know very well what you've done. The Union Motors people have just been around the bank, see me about you.
Well, what are they running around to you about me for?
Well, they want me to use my influence with you as your banker.
Don't blame me if it doesn't do any good, Tubby.
Say, what are you up to? Well, they tell me they offered to make you first vice president of the whole outfit, in charge of production of all their cars.
That's right. They offered me $100,000 the first year, in addition to my stock, which would come to...
And you turned it down.
Yep.
But Americans like you and me can't quit, Sam. It's meant that we should keep on working until we die in harness.
Tubby, I'm out to make a new life for myself. I'm out to learn how to enjoy my leisure. Now I've retired. I've been doing things that people expected of me always. I want to feel free. I want to sit under a linden tree now with nothing more important to worry about than the temperature of the beer, if there is anything more important.
If you think I can see my oldest and closest friend turned into an expatriate parlor snake because Zenith isn't good enough for his wife.
Easy now, easy.
Ever since college, I've guessed you and looked up to you. You're a big man. You're a great industrialist. You're a representative citizen. You're pretty near everything I'm not and ought to be. But about your wife, you're the dumbest, the sappiest, the most stupid
Tubby!
son of a...
It's all right, matey. Tubby's famous for his very peculiar brand of humor, aren't you, Tubby?
That's all right, Fran. I'm glad you heard what I said, because Sam knows just as well as I do.
No, I don't know anything of the kind. I'm out to see some of the world I haven't seen and get a perspective on the USA. Why, I might get to know myself at the same time. I might even get to know my wife.
Oh, come along, Tubby. We'll be seeing you on the boat.
Not me. You won't see me there.
And put that glass down, too.
No, I'm not going.
Did I remember to tell you today that I adore you?
We thought you were in Nassau.
We were yesterday.
Yesterday?
You mean you broke off the honeymoon?
Emily thought she'd had enough honeymoon.
I don't think so much of sending a girl off on a trip with a husband she doesn't even know.
How did you get here so soon?
We decided to surprise you, so we flew.
You flew?
Yeah.
Now listen, I don't want you flying around in airplanes. I'm not taking any chances on you.
Terry's job to worry about me now.
Look, all right. I don't know whether it's going to make going away harder or
A
easier.
little of both, Sam, a little of both.
I don't see why you and I don't rate a honeymoon.
When you have a honeymoon 20 years from now.
All visitors to the shore, please. All ashore that's going ashore, please.
We just got here.
I'm sure I can. I'll go right near the top. Oh, yeah. Do you think I'd let it too, I think?
Fran, we're at sea.
At sea, that's putting it mildly.
Now, listen, forget this truck and come on out and watch. Come on and see the ship, huh?
You sound happy. I'm so
Happy?
glad.
Say, this is the happiest day of my life. Of course, except the day I married you.
Aw. You don't like this.
Listen, Fran, do you realize that this is the first time we've ever really started out together as lovers?
I was right, wasn't I?
No more work.
Now we'll live.
Yeah, together.
Always.
Come on, let's look at the ship.
No, I can't. I got to dress for dinner, and so have you.
Do you have to dress for dinner?
Well, of course. Don't you want to?
Well,
Okay. Remember the first time I asked you to marry me and we said we'd come here together?
Yeah.
here we are. I love you more than ever now that I've got time for it.
And I love you, Sammy. Oh, oh!
Yeah, it looks like I made a slight error.
Oh, that's all right, sir.
Dry martini, please.
Dodswoth?
Yes.
I heard you were on board. I hope you don't mind me introducing myself.
Not at all.
I've just been driving one of your cars all through South America.
How'd stand up?
Oh, tough as nails.
Good.
My name's Lockett.
Ed Neuer. Join me in a drink?
Thank you very much.
What do you have?
Oh, dry martini?
Make it 2, please.
All right.
Just waiting for my wife.
I hope I'm not intruding.
Oh, no, not at all. Here she comes now. Yeah? To meet Mr. Lockett, Mr. Dodswoth.
Captain Lockett.
Oh,
How do you do?
How do you do?
shall we have a drink at the table? Serve them over here, please.
All right, sir.
Well, you see, darling, we didn't have to dress for dinner the first night out. Of course, we can't be expected to know all it takes the first trip over.
It's not my first trip over, Sammy dear.
Oh, that's right. Mrs. Dodsworth went to school in Switzerland one summer.
And I can't say that it's ever bad form to dress for dinner.
Well, I'm sure that anything that permits a woman to look as lovely as Mrs. Dodsworth is looking could never be bad form.
Very good.
Oh, this is just a simple little dinner prop.
Will you have this?
Thank you very much.
Another martini, please.
Yes, sir.
New York.
Yeah, and then?
And now back to London.
Really?
How long are you going to be in England?
Oh, I don't know. We haven't made any plans beyond London. There aren't too many Americans. Look at those 2 women. Can't you just see them in Venice with their Baedekers? Why is it the traveling Americans are always so dreadful?
Why is it Americans are always such snobs?
Do you think it's snobbish to want to see something else beside one's fellow citizens abroad? You can't think of what one misses by leading a safe and sane American life.
Will you put me in charge of your safety and sanity?
And tonight, between 11:15 and 11:30, Mr. Dodsworth, you will see this light off the port bow. Bishop's Light, it's called.
Bishop's Light, eh?
Yes, on Bishop's Rock.
Sorry it's over.
What's over?
Voyage.
Oh, no. Not that I've been bored, though. You've taken excellent care of that, Captain Lockett.
I'm making great plans for us in London.
For us? Oh, I know these steamship intimacies. They never survive dry land.
Now, why can't you believe that this, as they say, is different?
It was land.
Was it, Sammy?
Bishop's Light, they call it. Say, I could get ashore in an hour if I had a motorboat. I can't believe we've done it. Ashore in England.
I don't know what we're going to do about Sam's Anglomania.
That's all right about my Anglomania, but come on and look at the light with me, Fran, huh?
All right. Come on, let's look at the light. Now, don't hurry me, Sammy. I've got a high
Will you see
Oh,
this?
my
Come on.
hair will be ruined. Look at
All
that
right.
wind. Oh, I'm freezing. I haven't got any
All
coat.
right, put this on.
Oh, no, Sammy, please.
That's all right. What difference does it make?
I don't see any light.
Now, wait. Now, you'll see it in a minute.
Well, where'll I look?
You look right straight over there. Right straight over there. See?
I can't see it.
Yeah, now, wait just a minute. There it goes. See it? See it?
Yes, that's very pretty, Sammy, dear, but you can have your coat now, because Captain Lockett and I have got to get...
Come on, it'll flash again in a minute.
No, I just can't stay. It's too cold.
There it goes again.
I'd like to stay here, Dodsworth, and watch your light with you. Here's coming.
Say, Fran, I could get ashore in half an hour if I had a fast motorboat.
My vape pouch, yourself?
Yeah, oh, yeah, sure. That's right.
Oh, well, sir, last night of the voyage.
Yes, sir. Half an hour, maybe less.
Beg pardon, sir.
Huh? Well, say, bring me a drink out here, will you?
What would you like, sir?
Oh, I don't know. Bring me something, something quieting to the nerves.
Quieting, sir.
Yeah,
Why don't you try stout, Mr. Dodsworth?
I beg your pardon?
You asked for something quieting, and I prescribed stout.
A double stout, sir. Yeah, all right, sure, yeah.
And what is it you call that light? I saw it, too.
Bishop's light, of course. I've never been across before. I got excited. I took one look at that light, and all the things I've ever read about England came to life. The town behind it with those flat-faced brick houses, and a cart crawling up a hill between high hedges, and Jane Austen, Oliver Twist, and Sherlock Holmes. England. Mother England. Home.
Have you always felt that way about England?
I don't know. It just now struck me, but I guess I must have. Say, most Americans would if it weren't taught out of them. Why, all my people came from England.
Down, Mr. Dodswoth. You do need soothing.
Well, I've been having such a good time on this trip. Everybody's so nice.
There's nothing like a first trip to Europe.
Especially when you're old enough to know what you're after.
What you're after? What are you after?
Well, my wife, of course, she's been over before. She wants me to learn how to enjoy my leisure now I've retired. But what it boils down to, well, I've been doing things myself for a long time now. I thought I'd give things a chance to do something to me.
The education of an American.
Yes, you might call it that.
How long have you given yourself?
6 months.
To get all that done?
Oh, I'll be homesick by then.
Yes, I was homesick the first year I came over.
Came over? Where from?
Michigan.
Oh, American.
I don't know what I am. I used to be a British subject by marriage. I don't know that one can be a British subject by divorce. I expect I'm just a woman who lives in Italy.
Oh, do people live in Italy?
There are countless Italians.
Oh, no. I mean people like you.
I live in Italy by the thousands, Mr. Dodswoth.
Why?
It's cheap.
My wife tells me I ask too many questions.
Dear Sam, you know, sometimes he has got the most bourgeois ideas. Bishop's light, look at my hair. Can't do a thing with it. Oh, well, guess that'll have to do. Well, how do I look, all right?
Superb.
Shall we go?
Look what I've got. Can't we stay and have our nightcap down here?
Why not?
Well, we can't go off and leave everything as perfect as this. That would be absolutely ridiculous.
I'd like to stay right here and see the dawn.
So you don't think he'll go roaring around the ship and shoot when he finds me here?
Oh, Sam? Oh, no. No, he's got all the old-fashioned virtues except jealousy.
You call that a virtue?
Well, when a wife who isn't exactly plain seems to be attractive to men and doesn't mind their showing they're attractive.
Yes, I think I see what you mean.
Highball?
Yes, thanks.
2 highballs, please.
2 Scotch and soda, sir.
Yeah, all right. Say, you got my name. Would you mind telling me yours?
Mrs. Cartwright.
Oh, Mrs. Cartwright, thanks. We haven't spoken before.
No.
You don't seem to talk to many people on board. My wife said you didn't open up much when she tried you.
Perhaps I wasn't feeling so well that day.
Feeling better tonight?
Much better, thank you.
Say, you've lived abroad. What's it like?
That depends on what one's after, as you'd say.
Well, when a man has no more job and his wife wants a fling, there are worse things than travel.
Much worse.
It wouldn't do for me, though. No, not long it wouldn't. No, for a steady thing, give me America. For Americans, that is.
Drifting isn't nearly so pleasant as it looks.
If you don't like it, why don't you give it up?
One drifts for lack of a reason to do anything else.
Well, what do you want?
What do you suppose any lone woman wants?
Guess I've been talking too much again.
Now, don't leave me and go trekking all over the continent. Stay in London. I should miss you so terribly.
You don't mean that. And I don't want you to mean it.
You're so wrong, Fran, dear. So much of you has never been given a chance.
I shouldn't be human if I didn't love hearing that. Really, Clyde, it's a very silly thing to do. I don't think I like it.
You don't mind my saying I find you extraordinarily attractive?
Don't you think you and I perhaps have been seeing too much of each other?
Dear Fran, I dismiss that idea from your mind at once. And come and have lunch with me in London tomorrow.
I most certainly shall not have luncheon with you in London tomorrow, and I shall say good night now.
Can't you think of anything more cheerful to say than just good night? Couldn't you say good night, Clyde, or even good night, Clyde, dear?
Good night is all I'm inclined to say.
You know, you're taking a wickedly unfair advantage of me. I only thought I was doing what was expected of me.
What I expected of you?
Well, not you alone, Fran. You know, there's a tradition about this sort of thing.
I thought civilized people knew where an innocent flirtation stops.
Well, I must say, for a civilized woman who's been married as long as you have, you're making a great deal of a small matter.
It's not a small matter to me.
I offer you my most abject apology. If I might offer you one small word of advice, give up starting the things you're not prepared to finish. It's quite evident that they only lead you out of your depth.
Do you think I'm not equal to your impudence?
You're not equal to anything. Look at the exhibition you're making of yourself now. Why, any modern schoolgirl could compete with this situation. You know, you destroy me. You've got the most childish misconception of yourself. You think you're a woman of the world, and you're nothing of the sort. And I'm very much afraid.
If I should send for the steward to have you put out, my husband would be sure to hear of it.
He most certainly will. I shall make an enormous noise.
Good night, Captain Lockhart.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Well, this is a good connection.
Not going?
Yes, I got to tuck in now.
Nightcap before you go?
Oh, thank you. I got to pack and...
Well, we'll be seeing you.
Yes, that's right. Well, you sure you want to have lunch with me tomorrow?
Quite sure.
Well, that's too bad. I think you would have enjoyed that lunch. Well,
You know, he's not so bad. He's fresh, but he's not so bad. My darling. My darling, what is it? What is it, darling, huh?
I've never been so furious in my life.
What, Lockett?
Don't speak that rotter's name.
What did he do?
He insulted me.
Well, how far did he go?
Why, he said things to me, Sam. He said things. I can't bear it. I can't bear it.
Well, I suppose it's up to me to go out and shoot him.
Oh, Sam, don't joke.
Well, I would feel rather like a fool. You know, you and I are not up to this sort of thing. It kind of makes us look like the hicks we are.
Sam.
Well, it does, and it's your own fault for leading him on.
I suppose I'm to blame.
Well, you must have given him some excuse. You had been flirting with him, and you've got such a sweet way of bawling me out in front of him that he'd naturally conclude
Why,
he could go
Sam,
as far
I
as...
never said a word to embarrass you in all my life. I've always been loyal to you. You'll be sorry for this. You'll be sorry.
And I'm tired.
Oh, don't you think I'm tired, too?
All right, then, we're both tired. There's some cigarettes here somewhere. Here they are.
Sam.
Yeah?
Don't let's go to England at all.
What are you talking about? We're there now.
Well, I want to go over to France right away. I'm so ashamed of this Lockhart business. I'm ashamed. We're way deep down inside me.
What difference does that make? I want to go to England. I've got a date to look at some automobile factories.
Well, I can't stay in England with that man laughing at me and saying that...
What, that you kicked him out?
That's not what he'll say.
Ah, silly.
Sam,
Well,
you've got to take care of me. You really have, Sam. I don't trust myself. I'm afraid of myself.
you're afraid, sweetheart?
Yes, I am. Oh, Sam, I'm just a woolly American like you after all. And if you ever catch me trying to be anything else, will you beat me?
Well, will I have to beat you very long at a time?
Oh, Sam, come in and finish your breakfast.
You know, Fran, when you think of it, that's a thrill. A real thrill. Down there where the obelisk stands, that's where the guillotine used to be. That's where that, what's her name, that Madame Roland said, "Oh, liberty, what crimes are committed in thy name?" Only in French. That's where Madame, Marie Antoinette had her head cut off.
Sammy, darling, I've said good morning to that obelisk for the last time. From now on, I'm just going to pretend it isn't there at all.
Okay. Well, what are your plans for today?
My plans? Oh, I don't know. What are yours?
Well, I thought I'd take a look at Napoleon's tomb.
Oh, you'll love that, I'm sure.
Come with me?
This morning? Oh, I'm afraid I can't. I have a fitting at 11, an appointment to the hairdresser at 11:30. René de Penable is fetching me. Oh, see who that is, will you, mon vieux?
Hello? Oui, monsieur. Okay, send her up. Uh-oh.
Who's that?
It's Madame de Penable.
Oh, I must hurry. Sammy, put on your coat. This is much too domestic. And put the cover on the ham and eggs. I simply cannot understand how anyone can eat the breakfast you do. Here in France, where they really know food, they've learned the wisdom of beginning the day fasting. In the few weeks I've been here, I've learned it myself, but you still eat the breakfast you do at home.
Still got the same insides that I had at home.
Yes, Sammy, I'm afraid to have. Is that my petit parisien?
No, that's my Paris Herald.
Oh.
What good did your patootie do me? Oh, maybe for lunch?
No, I can't. Rennie's giving it to me at the Ritz.
Well, how about meeting me at the Café de la Paix at 4?
Well, Sammy, I'll try.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, good morning. Well, the first on the list today is Napoleon's tomb.
How's the French coming along?
Fine. Yesterday I said to a taxi driver, "A quelle heure à la Louvre, à où?" And he understood me. Oh, excuse me. My guidebook.
Bonjour, Monsieur Easton.
Bonjour, Albert.
Comme d'habitude? Bien, monsieur.
You just don't know Sam. He's really very sweet. There he comes now. Arnold.
Rene, so glad to see you.
And this, Mrs. Dodswoth, is Mr. Arnold Islin.
How do you do?
What brings you back from Deauville so soon?
How long is you?
I hope it wasn't business.
No, nothing so vulgar as business.
Bonjour, comment allez-vous? Who is that?
That is the Comtesse de la Villa Longa.
Oh. Tea?
Yes, thank you.
I really think I ought to go and speak with her. May I leave you in Mr. Islin's most excellent care?
Rennie has the most amusing friends, doesn't she?
And the most charming.
جاءك السجون يا سيدي وجد العجب والتكرار.
Garçon. Monsieur?
5, 1750. 1750.
More tea?
Yes, thank you.
You know, I never thought I'd find Paris so exciting.
What can I do to make myself a part of your Paris?
Come and dine with us tomorrow. You free?
Of course.
Well, I tell you, it was very interesting, yes, sir. And then I went inside and looked at the tomb where he lies. And there we were, Napoleon and Sam Dodswoth of Zenith together.
Excuse me, my dear friend, I really must be going.
Really?
Good night and bonne nuit.
Sam, get Renee's wraps for her, will you?
Right.
I'm so sorry it's been so dull. We'd much better have celebrated my birthday as I wanted at some nightclub. But Sam always persists in taking care that I don't get tired. Tired.
Oh, here we are.
I hadn't realized it was your birthday.
No, wish I hadn't. No woman enjoys getting to be 35.
When you're my age, you'll look back on 35 as a most agreeable time of life, Mrs. Dodswoth.
I hope I look as young as you do when I'm your age.
You're almost sure to, my dear. I must get my coat, too.
Alors, vous venez, Baron?
I left my coat in a garderobe below.
Good night, Baron. Thank you so much for your sweet flowers. Phone me up tomorrow. Perhaps we can dance somewhere for tea.
I'd love to.
Sam, will you put Renee and the Baron in the lift?
Sure, be glad to. Well, I'm glad you did. Have you been with the Emperor, Mr.
Smoke another cigarette.
It's been very charming.
Then come and dine with us again.
You and your husband must come to me next. Are you free Tuesday? Shall we say 8? Quai Voltaire. Through the carousel and straight over the river.
What a charming address. We shall look forward to it.
Nerves, dear lady. Nerves.
I'm poor so many ways. So many.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Dodswoth.
I suppose we won't be seeing you again.
No, I'm really off to Italy in the morning. My dear, don't.
What?
You're so charming.
Well, you're not going.
Yes, I stole a bit of your letter paper to write my address in Italy on it. It's near Naples.
Fine. We'll certainly make use of it when we're down your way.
Please do.
Good night, Mrs. Cartwright.
Good night.
Bon voyage.
Thank you. Good night.
Well, I must be going too.
Good night.
Good night.
Say, you were saying something about the first Benz car.
Oh, yes, at Mannheim. That will keep. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Like that woman, don't you?
Well, you thought she was the most distinguished-looking woman on the boat.
Seems a frump in Paris. Unfasten me, will you? Mon vieux. But then, Sammy, dear, I'm always glad to see your friends, even the not particularly amusing ones.
Man, don't you think you've had about enough of Paris?
In a month? My dear Sam.
No, I mean, don't you think it's about time we're beating it back home?
Home? No, I should think not. I want to see lots more of Europe.
Well, so do I, but we get in a couple of months of the Mediterranean and Germany and still catch an August sailing. And I want to see Venice and Rome and...
Still planning your sightseeing tour, Sammy dear?
Well, I don't see much percentage just sitting here on my...
Bring me my cold cream, will you, Sammy? It's in the bathroom.
Fran, we've got to begin making plans pretty soon.
Why don't you go home?
What, without you?
Yeah. Get yourself a new lease on life and come back here and join me. Why don't you?
No, I wouldn't want to go home without you.
Oh, well, I can see that you're not enjoying yourself in Paris. I'm only thinking of your pleasure. If you thought of mine, you wouldn't ask me to leave here, just as I've made some really nice friends here.
No, I don't think they're so nice. Well, I don't see what you see in them. Now, this Arnold Iceland may be all he says he is, internationally and financially, but he certainly is no Barney Baruch. That Mrs. Penable, well, I suppose she's all right if you don't mind your friends collecting commission on the dresses you buy. And I hate to think who pays the bill when that young Austrian takes you out.
Arnold Iceland happens to be one of the most famous living financiers and a distinguished art collector. And Renee, by the way, she's Madame de Penable, not Mrs. Penable. Rennie is the true woman of this great world here. As for the Baron, he may be poor, but he holds one of the oldest titles in Austria, and they all belong to the smartest crowd in Paris.
Fran, do you think the real thing in Paris would hang out with a couple of hicks like us? All right, now what else are we? I'm just an ordinary American businessman, and I married the daughter of a Zenith brewer, who's flying pretty high these days.
I suppose you know exactly what you mean by that?
Well, why won't you sit at a sidewalk cafe with me?
But smart people don't.
I'm not smart.
But I am.
Then you ought to be smart enough not to care what people think.
But it's a matter of self-respect, like the Englishman dressing for dinner in the jungle.
Yeah, I read about him. He probably never did it.
Oh, you simply will not understand.
I can't. If I want men to be something more than waiters...
I've heard my friends insulted enough.
A lot of moochers.
Now let's hear the one about the great motor magnate and what he did for the automobile industry. You may be the most impressive man in Zenith, Sam, but you're not in Zenith now. You're in Paris now, and I'm tired and sick of apologizing to my friends.
Have you been apologizing to this crowd for me?
Yes, I have.
Hello? Yes? All right. Well, we've been making so much noise, someone's complained.
Oh, how humiliating.
Yes, isn't it? All right, go ahead. Pipe down, but go ahead. I'm waiting.
Oh, you're hopeless. You haven't the mistiest notion of civilization here.
Yeah, well, maybe I don't think so much of it, though. Maybe clean hospitals, concrete highways, and no soldiers along the Canadian border come near my idea of civilization. There are 20 million automobiles in America. I've contributed something to every one of them from my own personal civilization. And if that isn't more than knowing how to order dinner as your friend, the madam...
And don't call her the madam either.
All right. Don't let's go into that again.
You don't want to learn. I could teach you. I belong here. They accept me here.
Yeah? Well, I'm going to get out of this town and back to doing something and take you along.
Well, I'm not going, Sam.
Oh, yes, you are.
I'm not. If think you and I need a vacation from each other.
Well, I don't feel that way about it. I think I've been weak with you long enough.
Besides, I've rented a villa with Rennie for the summer at Montreux on Lake Geneva in Switzerland. I've signed the lease.
Well, I think you might have told me.
I got my own money.
Fran.
What?
Fran, my darling, you're not drifting away from me.
I hope not.
Oh, no. You and I, Fran, after all these years? All right, I'll give it up. I won't go home.
But you've got to go. You've simply got to. I can't stand being torn like this any longer. Oh, I'm sorry for all the mean things I've said to you, but if you and I are going to go on together, you've simply got to let me alone this summer. Oh, don't look so hurt, and please don't be angry, or be as angry as you like if it does you any good. Remember, I did make a home for you once, and I'll do it again. Only you've got to let me have my fling now, because you're simply rushing at old age, Sam, and I'm not ready for that yet. What is it, Sam?
I just thought I'd see the first boat I could catch.
Oh, I'm so glad you're back.
Oh, I'm glad to see you. Let me look at you. Well, you look all right.
I'm fine.
How's Harry? Is he treating you all right?
He's perfect.
Well, he'd better treat you all right. Where is he?
He's at the office, got a big deal on and couldn't get away. He told me to tell you he'd see you tonight, though.
Oh, big deal, eh? Mm-hmm.
How's Mother?
She's all right.
Why didn't she come home with you?
Well, she's got some things she wants to attend to, and,
Why didn't you come home without her?
well, she... Now, what are you so nosy about? How's the new house coming along?
Oh, it's wonderful. Do you want to drive out and see it?
No, I want to go home. I'll see it tomorrow. Say, how about a little check to help furnish it, huh?
Oh, thanks, darling.
Now, wait a minute. Just because I've stopped working, that doesn't mean that I've stopped being helpful.
Oh, we don't need your help. We're getting along fine now.
Yeah? Well, could you use this?
Could I? Oh, it's beautiful.
And here?
Two of them. Oh.
Faster, Court. Faster, can't
All right.
you go faster?
All right, hold on. Fast enough?
Yeah.
Good. Why don't you bring a plate for us?
Shall we make music, Renee?
If you like. Will you come inside?
Inside? Oh, no. Let's stay out here, Arnold. The music will sound so lovely out here.
The afternoon post came while you were gone. Perhaps you may amuse Arnold by reading your husband's letter to him.
Would you do something for me?
Within reason, why not?
Read your husband's letter.
It's an odd request, Arnold.
Anything within reason, you said. I have my reason.
Why did you make me read this letter? I've been having such fun today. This letter spoiled everything. Switzerland, the lake, the house. All of it's just so much zenith now.
Presently, he'll be taking you back to Zenith.
What are you doing, trying to torture me?
I'm making love to you.
What do you expect me to say to that?
Don't make love to me, Arnold.
Afraid, friend? Surely not afraid. If your husband had saved for you some of the love he lavished on Carburetor, my dear innocent friend.
I'm not innocent, and Sam does love me, and no matter what he lacks, I've always been able to trust him.
I live in the present. Why don't you? This letter is the past.
It's the future, too. At least it is for me.
Let's get rid of both past and future.
How?
Would this be of any use to you?
What?
Why should I say anything I didn't think? Well, you didn't think what would make me? Well, maybe I don't care what you think. Well, you ought to care what I think. I didn't know anything could make you think. Was that so?
Well, did you have a good time, New Haven?
Had a wonderful
Simply
time.
terrible.
What is this, the heat wave or just a hangover?
It's Sam. Sam, yeah, sure, Sam.
Griping, just griping, always griping. I'm going home.
Well, go ahead.
Sit down.
I'm going home. Did a cable come for me today?
No, Father.
Well, there should have been a cable from your mother.
Well, I'll have Mary telephone and ask.
No, don't trouble.
That's no trouble.
Well, if a cable had come, they'd have sent it out, wouldn't they?
Now, don't be cross.
I'm not cross just because I asked if there's a cable. In the old days, I wouldn't have to ask. Been laid out on my desk for me. The way things are run around this house, I can't find anything of mine.
Please don't be difficult.
Well, why shouldn't I be difficult when a man's made to feel more homeless in his own house than he did in Paris?
Now, Sam.
It's true, only I'm not being difficult. Where's my mail?
There isn't any.
No mail?
Not since the last I sent you.
My mail should be laid out on that desk.
But, Father,
Your mother
listen.
always had my mail laid out on that desk. Mail, no cable.
Is that the trouble?
What?
No mail and no cable.
No, and my whiskey should be laid out on that table, too. Your mother always had it there waiting for me. Whiskey and soda and ice.
Yes, I remember.
Well, if you remember, why has it been set out once since I came home from Europe?
You haven't spoken of it before.
Well, I don't think I haven't missed it.
Mary, will you please bring my father's whiskey and soda?
I'm sorry, ma'am, but the wine closet's locked.
Well, unlock it.
Mr. Harry's got the key on his watch chain.
Well, what's the key to my liquor doing on my son-in-law's watch chain?
You gave Harry that key, and he's taking very good care of it.
Oh, you're taking his side against me, are you?
Oh, it doesn't matter, Sam.
Excuse me, maybe, but it does matter. If a man can't invite a friend of his to have a drink in his own library...
Never said anything about a drink to me.
Well, I was just going to.
That's all, Mary, thank you.
Well, if I can't give you a drink...
But you can in a minute, Father. Harry will be home any minute now. I know because we're going to a cocktail party.
Yeah, well, will you have a cigar?
Anything, Sam? Anything?
All right, where are the cigars?
Harry smokes cigarettes. I'll have Mary telephone.
No, wait a minute. Where's the humidor that used to be on this table?
It isn't there now.
It stood there for years.
Here, where's Father's humidor?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Why, it stood right there. It was round and kind of copper-like on the outside.
Oh, that. Mrs. McKee took it to plant bulbs in.
Plant bulbs in my humidor, eh?
Just a few hyacinths.
What's this truck here?
Jigsaw puzzle.
Well, get it out of here.
No, you can't move it with
A man's got to have one room in his own house that he can feel at home in.
But it's a slip of
Get
blood.
the thing out of here now. I don't want it in here,
All right,
that's
now,
all.
you be careful, Sam. Be careful.
Here,
You
I
better
know.
let me do that. Don't drop this. Sam, here,
Well,
give it
what
to me.
childish foolishness is it anyway?
What's it supposed to be?
Well, it was going to be the Chicago fire.
Chicago Fire?
Yep, Chicago Fire. See, they got the title almost put together?
What's a cow doing in the Chicago Fire?
It started with a cow kicking a lantern over.
That isn't the way the Chicago Fire started.
Yes, it was. Sam's an earthquake in Frisco and County, Chicago.
My father was in Chicago in '71.
That was after the fire.
There's the year of the fire.
Fire was in the 60s.
That is the Civil War.
They were both in the 60s.
All right, I'll bet you. Where's my encyclopedia? Here, take the truck.
What'll I do with
Take it out of here. It never would have been in here in your mother's day. Your mother had some respect for a man's library. No mail, no cable, no cigars.
Hello, everybody. How about a drink?
Father, I'm sorry. Things aren't the way they used to be. But Harry and I are living in this house, too, and I wish you'd stop speaking of Mother as though she were dead.
I'm not speaking of your mother as though she...
Oh, yes, you are, Sam.
Well, her mother's coming home.
When's she coming?
Sam?
I sent a cable for her to come. I'm expecting a cable now telling me what boat.
Do you know, Dad, when Mother didn't come home with you and you looked so worried, I was afraid there might be some kind of trouble between you.
Between your mother and me, not a chance.
I know it was silly.
Certainly it was silly.
Oh, I forgot. I've got a cable here. It was sent in my care, so it came to the office somehow.
Ladies first, as they say in the shipwreck.
What's the matter? Isn't Mother coming?
This is nothing. This isn't from your mother. I thought you were going to a cocktail party.
We were.
Well, go on and go.
We don't.
Go on and go.
You big stiff. You old horse thief.
Sam, you old darling.
She's not coming.
I guessed as much.
It's lonesome here without her.
What did she say?
Want a few more months Europe. Hope you're having good time home. I cabled her to come, and she doesn't say one word about me going over.
Well, she's thoughtless.
No, she's not, maybe. She's scared.
Fran scared? What of?
Of growing old.
That's very smart of you, Sam.
Yeah. Will you read her last letter?
Fran's letter to you?
Yes, it's not so private.
What's this?
That's the way they make sevens in France.
Sounds like a beautiful place. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh.
What?
It's evident they're having a good time.
Well, it sounds like a healthy time.
You know these people?
Yes.
You like them?
Well, they're all right. They're very clever people. They're not my style.
I see.
No?
Nothing.
You're an old friend, matey. I don't know what to think.
Who's Arnold Iceland?
Well, he's one of those custom-built internationals you see in the Road Graveyard section every Sunday.
Well, give us a kiss now.
Maybe I thought you wanted to... Will you lay off those European liberties with my wife?
Come along. Come along.
Well, I wasn't wanting you to come along. Western Union, please. Hello, take a cable going to Mrs. Dodsworth. This is Samuel Dodsworth speaking. Yes, same address as my last. Ready? Sailing Aquitania Wednesday. Stop. Meet me Creon, Paris. Love. Signed, Sam. And take another. Going to A.B. Hurd, H-U-R-D. Manager Dodsworth Car, Paris. Sailing Aquitania Wednesday. Stop. Using utmost discretion, ascertain day-to-day address of Arnold Iceland, I-S-E-L-I-N, Paris. Stop. Keep me informed, wireless. Signed, Dodsworth.
Another wireless, Mr. Dodsworth.
Will you sign, sir?
Where's Biarritz?
Biarritz in France, sir, down by the Spanish border. It's a fashionable watering place.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You look fine.
Well, you don't look bad yourself.
When did you get to Paris?
That's for dinner.
Yeah? There we go. Yeah. Yes, take seats.
Entendu, bien, monsieur.
You must be tired.
No, I'm not tired.
How far is it from Montreux?
Oh, I came much further than that. I came all the way from Biarritz. What's the matter?
Nothing.
Well, how are Emily and Matey and Tubby? Tell me all the news.
Everybody's fine.
Well, you might go a little more into detail. After all, Emily's my daughter, too.
Emily's very happy. That marriage is working out all right.
Oh, I'm so glad. Of course, I never thought Harry was very exciting.
Weren't you, pretty lonely in Biarritz?
I wasn't sorry to be by myself for a bit. Why do you keep looking at your watch all the time? Never seen you like this before, sir.
No? I've never seen you like this either, Fran. What'd you do to your hair?
Oh, just touched it up a bit. Like it?
Well, this looks natural.
Well, it was cool as anything they had, so I took it again.
Yeah? Well, all hotel rooms look alike to me. Hey, wait a minute. Where are you going?
We're just going to put the bags in the other room.
What room?
Well, I thought you'd be tired after your long trip, and the weather being so stifling, I took the 2 bedrooms this time. You don't mind the separate rooms, do you, Sam?
No, I don't mind anything now that I'm back with you again.
Yes, sir. Monsieur?
Well, let's don't stay here. Let's go out and find some cool spot in the bar and have something to drink, hmm?
I thought you were tired.
No, I'm not tired. There you go, looking at your watch again. Really, Sam, it's not very polite of you. If my company hangs so heavily on your hands, why did you make me leave Biarritz and come all this way?
I'm expecting a visitor.
Well, at this time of night?
At Cherbourg, I telegraphed a man to meet me here. I'll give him 10 minutes. Here we are. Hello? Yes, I'm expecting him. Send him up, please.
Oh, I'll wait in the bedroom.
I'd rather you stayed.
But your business acquaintances don't amuse me too terribly, you know, Sam.
This is not a business acquaintance.
Someone I know?
Yes.
Someone from Zenith?
Well, you'll see who it is.
Has Renée de Penable been gossiping? Because if she has, it's a pack of lies.
I haven't heard a word from Mrs. Penable.
What are you up to, Sam?
Steady, darling. Sit down. Come in. Good evening.
Good evening.
Was it Arnold you telegraphed to? I think you might have told me.
It wasn't my idea to tell you.
I tried to reach you over the telephone, friend, to tell you that I was coming.
I wanted to see you two face to face. Fran alone would have wasted time acting. I knew you'd been in Biarritz together. I'm sorry, Fran. I hate undercover work myself, but I wouldn't have got where I have in this world if it hadn't been in me to be a bit ruthless on occasion.
It's the most outrageous thing I've ever heard in my life. What if Arnold wasn't Biarritz?
Won't you let me handle my part, friend? Let me remind you, Dodswoth, that Shakespeare's Othello ends badly for the hero.
Yes, well, I'm not Othello. This is not the Middle Ages. None of us speak blank verse, not even you.
You are rather jumping at conclusions, you know.
Yeah? Have you ever noticed how transparent people are when you really look at them?
What are you implying? Do you know how insulting you are?
You don't know how insulting I'm going to be if you don't stop this play acting. I'm sure you've given her things she needed and wanted and never got from me. But I'm interested in what I need and want, and that happens to be peace of mind.
If you can bring yourself to see matters reasonably...
I've crossed the Atlantic Ocean to be reasonable. I've loved you and been married to you for 20 years. I want to hold on to you if I can. You want to marry each other?
I won't let you throw me at Arnold's head.
You want to divorce me then?
Why should I want to divorce you? You're my husband.
You couldn't very well divorce me if I weren't.
Well, you can laugh.
Yes, I can do worse than that.
I'm finding all this very distasteful.
Certainly it's ridiculous. The old triangle stuff. I knew we'd all end by looking like fools.
I go now, if you'll excuse me.
Sure, I'll excuse you. You have nothing more to say to him, have you?
I hope you achieve your peace of mind, Mr. Dodswoth.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
I'm so sorry, Sam. I'm so terribly sorry.
Well, I'm ready to wipe the slate clean if you are. We'll start out on a long hike tomorrow.
Anything you say, Sam. Anything you say.
The Tyrol, Italy, any place. We sail back home in December.
Home in December. Zenith in December.
Yeah, you'll want to go home in December. Emily's having a baby in December.
Emily? A baby?
Yeah.
She didn't tell me.
No, she left me the fun of telling you.
But how is she? Is she well?
Yeah, she's fine.
Oh, I must send her a cable. No, I could telephone her, couldn't I? Let's see, what time is it in Zenith? It's 10
You
o'clock.
see, we'll have to learn to behave ourselves when we'll be a couple of old grandparents in December.
Here you are, young man. It's your mom and daddy.
Gee. Where's that telegram? Listen to this, young fella. Mr. Samuel Dodsworth McKee. You listening? Congratulations on your arrival. Stop. We send all our love and affection. Grandpa and Grandma Dodsworth. See? Look at it.
Just think, Mr. McKee, all the way from Vienna. I do love Vienna, don't you?
I love you, Fran.
Oh, Sam, darling. I'm so silly and heedless, and I don't speak of it as often as I should, but I'm terribly grateful inside.
If I won you back from my wife, Fran.
Shall I tell you how? By understanding, by staying on here in Europe. By helping me forget Arnold Islam. By forgetting him yourself. Haven't you anything to say to me?
Well, what is there to say?
Well, after having opened my heart to you, it makes me feel a little self-conscious to see you standing there not saying anything.
Self-conscious. Maybe that's my trouble. Maybe that's the trouble with all reconciled couples afterwards.
It's not very generous of you, Sam.
Well, I've lost my bearings. I don't know where I'm heading.
Who are you calling?
I thought I'd like to talk to Emily.
Oh, you've sent her a cable already.
And I'd like to hear her voice and see how the baby got through his first day.
There's not time. Those transatlantic calls are so slow from here. And Kurt will be coming in.
Well, Kurt can wait.
I won't have Kurt standing around here while you and I gush to Emily. Oh, I know how thrilled you are about the baby.
And so am I. But all our friends here think of me as young, and I am. Oh, I am. I was such a child when you married me. It isn't fair.
Come in.
Good evening. I brought you a box of real Havana cigars.
Very kind of you, Kurt.
Smuggled through without duty. Thanks. Tonight I take you to a very gay restaurant with a very good food. And dance after it?
If you can make Sam get dressed.
Yes, I think I'll let you go without me.
No, Sam, you must come with us.
What fun do you think it is for me to sit up all night watching you two dance?
Oh. Oh, do not speak so crossly, Sam. You should be happy to see Fran happy. She's so lovely when she's happy.
I'm sorry I snapped. Now, I'd only spoil your fun tonight. The truth is I got some rather important news from home today.
Yes, news?
Sam.
Nothing that would interest you.
Bad news?
No, not bad.
No, I think I'll sit here by myself tonight and think things over.
Perhaps Sam would rather be left alone tonight, but I want to go out. I want to.
Have you been quarreling, you two?
No.
You must not. You're here so small a time, perhaps I shall never see you again. Let's not be serious. Come with us, Sam. Life is so short.
Well, life will be a whole lot shorter for me if I don't get some sleep. Now, you run along and have your fun.
Thank you, Sam, dear, for so many things. Come on, Kurt.
I'm sorry, Sam. Good night. I think you were meant to dance, always, all your life long.
You couldn't suggest anything I'd like any better.
Mevrouw. Christian, mevrouw.
Christian.
Come, out from it.
Wonderful friends, all here. But es war wunderschön. Is that right, Kurt?
Yeah, wunderschön.
Well, don't stand there in the doorway. Come on in.
I do not like coming in here so late. I do not think that Sam would like it.
Sam? Have we given Sam any reason to mind?
No.
And don't be a stick. Sam's dead to the world. Just don't talk loud, that's all. Sit down. Give me my purse. Thank you.
Darling. Darling.
Good.
You know I love you, friend. You know that.
Good, you must stop that kind of talk.
Is it so wicked? Have you not been happy with me here in Vienna?
Happy? I've been terribly happy, you know that.
I think you could love me, Fran. I think you could.
But there's nothing we can do about it, is there?
No. No, that's true. My hands are tied. You're married to Sam, my friend. I can't ask you to be my wife.
Kurt. You want to marry me, Kurt?
Does it surprise you? Oh, why are you not free?
If I were free.
Oh, Fran. Fran, if you were free. Oh, forgive me.
Go now.
I didn't know you'd come in.
I'm sorry I woke you up.
It's pretty late. Well, not that I mind you and Kurt staying out late.
No? What did you want?
Have things got this bad, Fran?
I can't talk tonight. I'm too tired to talk tonight.
If things have got this bad, they've got to stop altogether. Now, I'm willing to do anything I can to make you happy. I love you. You know that. But if we're going on together, as you said to me back in Paris, I'm saying it now, if we are going on together, we've got to beat it right back home where we belong.
Is that your idea of making me happy?
I'm not taking any more chances on another Arnold Iceland. Oh, I know this friendship for Kurt is harmless enough, but you might get fascinated.
You think I might? You really think I might? Well, I love Kurt, and Kurt loves me, and I'm going to marry him. He asked me tonight. I decided it just now, this minute, when I found you here, hiding behind doors. The great Dodswoth, great prowling elephant.
Fran.
I wish Kurt had stayed here to punch your head for spying on us.
I wasn't spying. I didn't
You
hear
can't
anything.
play the injured innocent with me. You've never known me. You've never known anything about me. Not what I had on, or what I thought, or the sacrifices
Look out
I've made.
now.
I'll be happy with Kurt. I'm fighting for life. You can't drag me back.
Fran! Will you get your divorce here?
Yes, I suppose so.
I wish you'd put it off for a couple of months.
Why?
I'd like you to feel sure of Kurt, that's all.
Well, it's my funeral now, isn't it?
Yes, I guess so. I'll have to get used to that idea. I guess I can.
Sam, darling, don't look so forlorn. I know it's going to be hard to realize, but you and I just can't get on together. And I do love Kurt. I stand by that.
Don't you?
All the same, you and I have had some good times together, haven't we? I won't forget them. Do you remember them?
Stelle die Päckchen in Ordnung. Dankeschön. Einsteigen bitte. Einsteigen bitte.
Bye.
Sam, do try not to be too dreadfully lonely, will you?
I remember to tell you today that I adore you.
يا كالشجر يا سيدي بلاد العجم.
Anything for Dodsworth?
Buongiorno, signore.
What's a special delivery to Vienna?
2 liter 50.
Right?
Buongiorno.
Come sta, signorina?
Bene, grazie.
500 lire. Di grosso taglio le vuole di piccolo taglio?
A suo piacere.
Buongiorno, signore. I wanted to get in the line of excursions today.
We have a touring party just starting for Herculano and Pompeii.
I've been there.
There's a beautiful drive around Amalfi and Sorrento.
Been there, too.
There's Capri and the Blue Grotto.
Went there yesterday.
How would you like Pasto?
Pastrum? What's pastrum?
Greek temple, sir, in excellent preservation.
Well, that's more than I am. All right, I'll take a chance. Get me a car.
How many in the party, sir?
1.
Yes, sir. The name?
Dodsworth.
Un'automobile, subito per il signor Dodsworth.
Sta bene.
Portiere. Sì, signore. Un'auto per Paston. Per signor Dodsworth.
Sta bene.
Mr. Dodsworth, do you remember me?
Mrs. Courtwright, of
Yes,
course.
steamer, Paris.
And now Naples. Well, isn't this great?
Where are you staying?
At the Excelsior. No, that was Rome last week. No, it's the one down by the aquarium. I think it's the Grand. It usually is.
Let's sit down if you've got a moment.
Well, time is something I have nothing else but.
How's Mrs. Dodsworth? I remember her with so much pleasure.
Well, she's fine. I haven't got her long this trip.
She doesn't like traveling?
Does anyone?
Well, I don't know. I suspect most people travel to get away from themselves.
Well, I've been at it 3 months now. I'm glad to hear why.
Alone?
Oh, I'm getting used to it now. All museums look alike. All American Express offices look alike.
Well, you knew I live here. You might have looked me up.
Well, I sort of gotten out of the way of looking folks up.
And the education, how's that coming along?
Oh, I gave it up. I found myself learning things I didn't want to learn.
Pardon me, sir. Your car is ready.
All right, hold it, will you?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you're busy. I'm sorry.
No. I've got nothing to do but look at ruined temples. They'll keep. They've kept this long.
Come out to me for lunch.
When?
Anytime.
Today?
Yes, why not?
Mrs. Courtwright, even if it weren't you, if it were darn near anybody, I'd be so glad to have someone to talk to. Listen, there's a couple at my hotel, one of those really married couples, you know. They sit at the table next to me every night. They never say one word to each other through dinner. After dinner, they sit in the lounge till 10. Every night at 10, the husband says to his wife, Mary, it's getting late. Just those 4 words. And except for waiters and taxi drivers, and they don't count, that's 4 more words than I've said any night in the past 3 weeks.
I don't want to intrude, but I'm sorry.
I never wore these before. Never needed them until lately. Well, I guess it's a pretty ordinary story. My wife's younger than I am and livelier. Say, I oughtn't to undress in public like this. I never did that before, either.
You haven't said anything you shouldn't have said. Will you go on traveling now?
Yes, I've got to stay over and be on hand for the divorce.
Where?
Vienna.
Well, come along now. We'll use your car to help me do my marketing. It'll do you a lot more good than ruined temples.
There's no argument there.
What would you like for lunch?
Say, let's have some good American dish, eh? How about some clam chowder?
Lamb chowder.
You get the clams and I'll make the chowder.
Tiene qui molto spesso, adesso lo può favoriscano. Grazie, signore.
Right.
A pestum.
No pastrum, the fish market.
Alla pescheria.
Alla pescheria.
A pescheria? Si, pescheria. Hello, boy. What's his name?
Jinx. Si, signore.
Oh, gee, come on,
Abbiamo un
Jinx.
invitato.
Well, what a wonderful spot.
Vieni, signore. Teresa, prepara un buono colazione. Sì, abbiamo fame.
Oh, Jinx. Come on, Jinx.
Ed è buon vino, Ti immagini?
Now, this is marvelous. Simply wonderful. I can't believe it. I simply can't believe it. $50 a month for this?
That's all.
Furnished?
Oh, no, I picked up a few things.
Are you hungry?
Starved.
All right, I'll fix the clam chowder.
Oh, no, she can do it. Just
No, Teresa, pronto. La pescheria. Pagliacci. Momento. Yes, dress me up in my camp clothes and I'm a first-class chef. Say, how would you like to hire me? I'm a good cook, fine mechanic, and a darn good fisherman.
Could you let yourself enjoy life for a while?
Show me how.
I wonder if you could.
Well, none of this that's happened to me was my idea.
All right. Break away from your hotels. Forget about Vienna and move out here to me.
Up to you.
Yes, I can't make you as comfortable as your hotel does. When you want a bath, you'll have to choose between the tin tub and the Mediterranean. But if you like swimming and fishing and willing listener...
It's very kind of you, Mrs. Courtwright, and mighty friendly, but I don't see how I could.
Why not?
Well, what did your neighbors think?
Well, being Italians, they think a great deal.
Exactly.
Oh, but that doesn't mean it would have to be so, or that I'd have it so, even if you wanted it so.
How do you do, Baroness? How nice of you.
Expect me, sir.
You must speak English, Mother. Fran does not yet understand German well.
We shall, of course, speak English.
But I'm working very hard at my German, Baroness. Do sit over here in this chair, will you? I think you'll find it much more comfortable. Kurt, darling, will you light a fire? It's a very cold morning, isn't it?
There is no need to light a fire for me, Kurt. I'm not cold.
Do let me give you a cup of coffee. I have coffee for you. Mit Schlag, too, you see. Kurt has taught me that much Viennese.
No, thank you.
Oh, no coffee? Kurt? Oh, well, then I won't either. Kurt, do sit down. You look so strained. Really, it's I who should feel strained, and I don't feel that way, not a bit. I love your mother, and I hope she's going to love me.
Fran, my mother believes we should postpone our marriage.
No, Kurt. I did not say postpone. I came from the country only this morning. We had not much time for speaking, Kurt and I, but I hoped I made myself clear to him when he asked my permission to marry you.
Kurt asked for permission to marry me?
But of course. And I'm so sorry. I cannot give it.
I think you might have told me that you're not a free agent.
I wanted her to see you, Fran. I knew when she saw you, she would think differently.
She doesn't seem to. Well, now that you've got so far, perhaps you'll tell me what it is you've got against me. I love your son, and I'm really rather a nice person.
Your husband is leaving, Mrs. Dodswoth. You will be divorced.
Well, that's not so serious, is it?
It's most serious to us.
Really, I have every respect for your feelings. But with Kurt's happiness at stake, and yours too, Baroness. Perhaps it's not quite my place to bring it up, but it is an argument, so you'll let me use it. I'm a person of considerable means in my own right. Enough for the three of us here in Austria, so you see, Baroness...
Oh, yes, indeed, I see. I do not deny that we are poor since the war, and your influence and money would be most helpful. But even if there were not the religious question...
What else is there?
Will you leave us, Kurt? There is the question of children, too.
Children?
Rich or poor, who should have children to carry on his name? Can you give them to him?
What makes you think I couldn't?
I'm so much older than you are, my dear. You will forgive if I observe that you are older than Kurt.
Well, children or no children, Kurt loves me and I love him. So why shouldn't we do without your permission and marry anyway and take our happiness?
I do not know what power you have over Kurt, but I should think of my own happiness if I were you.
I am thinking of that.
Have you thought how little happiness there can be for the old wife of a young husband?
Your mother's leaving.
Yes. I do not think there is more to say.
Was hast du gesagt, Mutter?
I'm sorry if I have hurt you. I will go now. I will go home. Goodbye, my dear.
I'm very glad to. Goodbye.
I'll just take her to a taxi and...
Kurt!
Sofort, Mama. Did she say something? Something to hurt you, Fran? Oh, please don't be angry. Perhaps we had better postpone our marriage for a year until we win her over.
What are you?
But I must consider my mother, Fran. And we can still be married. Oh, I'm sure of that.
It isn't fair. It isn't fair.
Oh, Fran, darling, please, please try. Oh, I do love you, Fran. But my mother. My mother is waiting.
I want to put in a long-distance call. To Naples. Naples, Italy. Villa Cartwright. For Zilipo. I want to speak to Mr. Samuel Dodswoth.
Signori, Pietro,
Voi mi avete visto come funziona questo coso?
See, here, see? Rope. You know?
Sì.
Choke. Choke, you know choke?
Choke?
Yeah, choke.
Vado io, signora.
Oh, grazie, Teresa.
Pronto? Sì. Chi? Pronto? Accidenti, mi insordiscono. Pronto? Sono stata disconnettata.
Hi there.
Well, I couldn't imagine what had become of you. Going fishing with Pietro again?
Yeah, want to show him a few Florida tricks I know.
Sono stata interrotta, signora. Non so, sempre sia lunga distanza. Io non so che cosa c'è, non ho capito.
Non importa. Have you been expecting a long-distance call?
Here, heavens no.
Well, that phone has been ringing all morning. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Ora faccio break.
There's that horrible little putt-putt motor again. It's been around all morning.
Yeah, he's got the hang of it now.
Sam, that's not my Pietro.
Pietro's crazy about that motor, Edith.
Why, you didn't put it on his boat with the beautiful sail. I bought him that sail. It's got Santa Lucia painted on it.
All right, I'll have a statue of Santa Lucia made up. We'll put her on the boat holding a taillight or something, huh? Listen, don't be hard on me. Setting up that motor's the first real fun I've had since I quit business, and it's got me raring to go all over again for the first time.
To go?
You bet.
Away from here?
Any place where I can get back in house. Get in on something new, the way they did with automobiles when they began 30 years ago. Out of my time, I handled aviation. The idea of a Moscow to Seattle airline kind of strikes me.
Moscow to Seattle?
Yeah, buying on a transcontinental connection. Then with these transatlantic flights coming on so well, say, I might be the first man with his own round-the-world system. The Soviet people seem agreeable.
Well, have you begun working on this already?
No, not really working. But listen, I tell you what we'll do. We'll make a little preliminary survey.
We?
Yeah, I've got my pilot all staked out. I'll buy my own plane, and the day after the divorce comes in, we'll hop off and go straight across...
We, Sam, we?
Now, wait a minute. Where's that map?
Chiamano lunga distanza, da Vienna.
Vienna?
Sì.
Di che non c'è nessuno.
Sì, signore.
We were just hopping off.
Pronto?
Where?
Siberia.
Mi dispiace, ma non c'è nessuno in casa.
Pick out landing fields. No end of ramifications.
Va bene.
Branch line from Irkutsk to Tashkent and Samarkand. Swell name, Samarkand. Say, if those Soviet boys will let me. Yeah, it'll be tough on you, though, in one little suitcase and cold as blazes. You think you could stand it?
Are you taking me with you?
Well, don't you want to go?
Sam, all my life I've been waiting for something exciting to happen. I'll fly across Siberia with you on one suitcase. I'll go through life with you on one suitcase if you give me the chance.
Edith, I've spent 6 short weeks with you in this house, and I can't imagine ever being without you again.
I can't imagine being without you either. I think I must love you a great deal, Sam.
God bless you for that.
Accidenti, ma questo telefono suona continuamente da stamattina. Sono proprio annoiata.
Lascia. There's Pietro again. He wanted to go fishing. Take me with you.
You want to go with us?
Yes, I want to get out of here.
Di nuovo, nota dal diavolo. Pronto?
Are you coming, Sam?
Oh, il signor Dodswoth? Un momento. Chiamano il signor Dodswoth al telefono. Da Vienna.
Vienna? Hello? Yes, Fran, yes. This is Sam. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, when are you sailing? All right, I'll get the tickets. Well, I guess I'll have to. No, that's all right. All right, goodbye. She's dropped the divorce. She's going home on the Rex day after tomorrow from Naples. I've got to go with her.
I won't let you.
Well, what else can I do?
I won't let you go back to her.
Now, please, Edith, I know this is a jolt. It's a jolt to me, too.
I won't see you killed by her selfishness.
No, you don't understand. It'll be tough on her with all the talk there'll be.
I love you and she doesn't. You're content with me. You're miserable with her.
I know.
A moment ago, you had the whole world in your hands. I won't let her take it away from you.
She's not taking it away.
You were a young man a minute ago. Just the sound of her voice has made you...
I know, it's everything starting up all over
You've
again.
shriveled. I've seen you shrivel the same way every letter you've got from her.
I can't think.
You're all wrong to go back.
Now, please, Edith, be fair. She's in a hole. She needs me.
She does not need you. And you might think of me.
I am thinking of you.
No, I won't make you choose just between two women. Think of Moscow and Seattle and Samarkand.
I know every bit of it.
Yet one word from her and you trot right back.
You've got to be patient with me.
What is this hold she has over you?
I've got to take care of her. A man's habits get pretty strong in 20 years. Well, I'll go into town and make the reservations. It's giving you up that hurts.
don't see how we managed to get such an awful cabin.
Well, it's the best they had. We didn't make the reservations till yesterday.
What are we doing in here?
Now, please sit down. I want a drink.
Oh, but Sammy, you know you can't get a drink till after the booth sales.
Yes, sir.
Bring me a brandy and soda.
Sorry, sir, but the bar is closed until the boat's sail.
I know that, but bring a brandy and soda and be quick about it, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, I do think you might have asked me if I wanted something.
Well, do you?
Well, no, but if I'm going to sit here and watch you drink, somebody's going to have to shut that door. There's the most awful draft. Thank you, Sammy, dear. Oh, it is nice to be going somewhere after all these weeks. Going home doesn't seem so bad after all. Sammy, I was so bored in Vienna. Will somebody keep that door shut?
You can't keep people out of this smoke room.
Well, do all these trippers have to keep hopping in and out?
They have just as much right in here as we have.
Oh, that's right, Sammy. Stand up for 'em, but you'll have to go down and get my wrap.
Well, it's closed now.
Well, they keep it closed.
All right, go on. You were saying?
Oh, yes. You were so right about Kurt, Sam, dear. I can't think how you guessed it. You're not usually so good at judging people, you know, except in the case of businessmen, of course. His family may be as old as the Colosseum, but when I saw his mother, my dear, the most awful old country front.
Don't.
Sam, please.
I mean, don't ride Kurt and his mother that way, that's all.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll be good. No, I didn't expect you to defend them. I suppose I really ought to beg you to forgive me. I thought of it. But you always let bygones be bygones, and this is such a wonderfully happy ending to our escapades. Escapade.
A terra chi non parte a terra. A terra chi non parte, all ashore, go ashore.
See the hat that woman had on? I wonder why they allow such people in first class. Oh, but wait until you see the clothes that I bought in Vienna. When I think of the things that poor, dear Matey Pearson puts on her back, I seem a little distrait, considering our reunion, Sam.
Well, maybe I don't like your riding Matey that way, either.
I don't seem to be able to strike the congenial note. I do think you might meet me halfway. After all, as I look back, I don't blame myself. I can't, really. You know, you were a good deal at fault, too.
Oh, Stewart.
Yes, sir.
Take this check. Go to Suite 7 on B deck, get the suitcase with that number on it, and bring it right here.
Yes,
right
sir.
away.
Yes, sir.
I'm not sailing with you.
You're not sailing?
No, I'm not.
Sam!
No use trying to put a tack, Billy. You and I can't make a go of things any longer.
And this is the man that I've loved for 20 years.
This is the man who's loved you.
You haven't learned a thing. You haven't learned a single thing from all our sorrows. And I flattered myself you really wanted to come back to me.
I tried, didn't I?
I might have known you'd be just the same. I did know it, yet I gave you another chance.
I'm not taking another chance because I'm through, finished, and that's flat.
What's going to become of me?
I don't know. You'll have to stop getting younger someday.
Are you going back to that washed-out expatriate in Naples?
Yes, and when I marry her, I'm going back to doing things.
Do you think you'll ever get me out of your blood?
Maybe not, but love has got to stop someplace short of suicide.
Attenti in alto! Abbassate lo scalone! Chi è quel signore lì?
Ma non so. But the gentleman will miss the boat.
He's gone ashore!